I said, boy, I'm going to need some help. And then she pops in.
God works in mysterious ways.
Yes, he does. He does that. They went to that. And of course, we have Isaiah as the beaver. So, but we have a good group. And meeting you, of course, is a blessing. I know when we first touched base on Saturday, and you did such a wonderful job on our Healthier You with Wendy show, our good friend Wendy. And she flies in from Seattle, 1,000 miles just to do the show once a month. So, we've got people with some good heart, good corazon for the people out there bilingual. And, they really do well. And especially now that we got the Relay for Life. Hey, nice segue, huh? We're coming back. We just want to remind people, if you want to get more information, contact Kristen Mooney. She's the ACS staff partner at 951-640-7489, okay? And tell people so you can get involved in this. It's a worthwhile cause. Tell us, which Relay for Life are you working with? Or all
We
of
just
them?
had ours in South Pasadena.
Okay.
Yeah, well, it was on April 27th.
So you guys were the early birds, huh?
We were, it's just a fluke of scheduling. It's, when the venue's available and all that. So.
Did you go the 24 hours?
I did not. I was involved in the opening of it, but I also had some other civic duties. I'm the elected city treasurer in South Pasadena as well. So.
Uh-oh. Anybody need money? Raise your hand, please.
So I had some other duties to attend to that day.
Well, you're a pretty awesome individual, a Renaissance man, as we used to say. That's a blessing, definitely on that. Well, amazing. I tell you, what do you think, Pastor? What's your take on this?
Which part?
Take your pick. We got plenty of time.
No, I think what Robert shared is so true. I'm sorry, Gary.
Yeah.
Robert's over there.
Yeah, Robert's over there. I'm still thinking about the sax.
Me too.
But what Gary shared about, the best way to be blessed is to bless others. Is to pay it forward. You touch people's lives in so many different ways.
And it's true. I mean, I know our little channel here. It's cute. It's humble. We're still building it. With our 2-year anniversary, which you both are invited.
Mm-hmm.
All three of you, actually.
Thank you.
Beautiful co-hostess here. On the 28th of May, and we'll be celebrating our 2nd year of existence in this channel that came out of nowhere with practically no budget. That's why I have to talk to the wealth planner here and the treasurer. And, we're still here. And let's have a round of applause for Channel 3 here. A little show that would not go away. So, and that's what it's about. Because we've opened doors for a lot of these people, and that's our way of blessing the community. We're trying to expand. And with Wendy, the Healthier You, she was my first. I called her first because I tell her, after my show, she was the first person to have a second show here. And then we also had, get out of here, shoot. And then we also had Maggie. Maggie does Maggie's World. She's not here, unfortunately. She wasn't feeling well. She was the third. And it's just getting bigger as time goes by. We have 3 new shows on the back burner. We're going to have a Native American show coming up. We have a children's program that we're going to be shooting on Friday for the little ones. We have a cultural arts show that's going to actually be coming up as well. We have a history show that's going to be debuting in a couple of weeks. We're bringing back our veteran show. And then we're trying to figure a show out for Rose. I'm not going to let her go. She's too much talent. So we got to figure that one out. Look, see, Isaiah's agreeing, man. So, we'll get something cooking. You and I will put our brain together on that. But we really want people to participate, definitely, in this Relay for Life. We have fun on the show, but we'll have a lot more fun if we can wipe out some of these cancers. What do you guys think?
Yes, definitely.
Absolutely.
Now, have you personally been affected by cancer in any way?
I have. I lost my father to cancer.
Okay.
I'm glad to say that I have not personally had to, do the struggle, but you never know. The cancer has a real random element to it. It doesn't care how much money you've got in the bank.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't care who your parents were.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't care who you love.
Right.
It just doesn't care.
Doesn't
Right.
discriminate.
Right, exactly.
It's
It does not
equal opportunity
discriminate.
disease, right.
I wish people were more like cancer,
Yeah.
They don't discriminate.
Right.
That's for Donald Sterling out there. Anyway,
Yeah.
just to remind people. Can we get some air up on here, please? We're being cooked alive. That's why we have these Burger King lights. They're really nice. But it's unfortunate, you know, you just reminded me of a good friend, and Robert knows him, he met him, Ray Ponce, remember the trumpet player? He's got 4th stage prostate cancer. And the fact that he's still around is a walking miracle, and he's a very brilliant musician. And we had him on the show, God, what was it, about 5 months ago, Robert?
Yeah.
Yeah. And, you know, he sat in with Bob here, and good guy, little cantankerous, but I'll give him props on it. He's a very good gentleman, you know. And so everybody, I think everybody gets touched by it at some point. It's unfortunate, but, you know, it is reality. So, you know, we know how it is. How about you, Jamie? Got anybody?
Yes. My cousin. She was diagnosed at 15 and passed away at 22.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my
They're so
goodness.
young.
Brain cancer.
It's so sad.
You know, Art, I've had the opportunity to speak on behalf of the American Cancer Society in front of many groups. And I started asking these 3 questions. I would ask the audience, by a show of hands, how many of you have been personally touched by cancer? Keep your hands up. How many of you have had an immediate family member touched by cancer? And the 3rd question is, how many of you have a close friend? You ask those 3 questions in any crowd, you're going to get about 3/4 of the hands in the air.
Yes.
It touches everybody.
Yeah, no, it's unfortunate. And, you know, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. I'm not a scientist, far from it. But I keep thinking about the older generation, my dad's generation. That was a generation of steel. He lived to 93. And it just seems that, I don't know whether it's something in the water or something in the atmosphere now or something, because it seems like there's younger and younger people, younger generations that are being affected by this.
It's an interesting train of thought, because on the one hand, there were people in previous generations that had cancer and we didn't even know about it because nobody
Right.
would talk about it.
Right.
It was the big C. It was a secret. People didn't want to admit that this had touched their family. People wouldn't go to the doctor. Today we have better awareness. We know that we're supposed to eat healthy. We're supposed to exercise. We're supposed to get our screenings. We also have better diagnostic techniques. So more cancers are being diagnosed earlier. But that's a part of the good news story, because as the technology to diagnose cancer has improved, so has the ability to treat it. And this is one of the reasons why the Relay for Life is so important, because the 3 elements that Dr. Gill talked about to celebrate the survivors that are among us, and to see our friends and neighbors going around that track to realize we're not alone. We're in this together. To remember, to memorialize those of our loved ones that didn't win their fight. But the 3rd element is just important: fight back, because the morning celebration is the day is dawning. We all get together and we commit to do what we can to fight back, and by that I mean, you know, take good care of our own health so that we can be there for our family members. Get our screenings, get early detection, but also to get active in advocating for policies that will make health care more available and more affordable to everyone. I mean, there was a time when it was the California legislature said, yes, every woman should be able to have a mammogram, but there was no funding mechanism. So yeah, you can have one, but you can't pay for it.
Yeah.
And so these things like this need to be corrected, and that we can do.
Well, you know what, I know it sounds silly, but unfortunately you get so many conflicting opinions with mammograms. And I noticed there was like a little bit, you had certain groups that were pro mammogram, then all of a sudden they're saying, well, you don't need one, or you don't need one at a certain age. And that, I think that tends to confuse the issue. So maybe with a little more funding, a little more research,
That's right.
they can get a definitive answer on that.
Well, this is one of the cool things from my perspective about the American Cancer Society. The American Cancer Society has no agenda but health, and it's an evidence-based organization. You know, if we get new information that indicates that a different direction needs to be taken, the American Cancer Society will be there in the forefront going in that direction. You know, it's not about, well, we always have been this way. It's what does the science tell us?
Right. But then once again, and I'm not playing the devil's advocate because we have a pastor here, but otherwise I'll be exercised. And I'm not talking about that good exercise that Gil does. So speaking of health, but there's so much, how can I say it? So much money involved with the pharmaceuticals, so much money involved in different aspects of the scientific research that it's hard to get the definitive answer. And thank God we have the American Cancer Society, because there'll be at least one clear head. A cooler mind will prevail, because you get so much of that money involved back and forth, and then you end up, the average consumer, the average Joe Schmo is lost.
And people don't generally realize the niche that the American Cancer Society plays in research. We're like the R&D arm, research and development arm. What the American Cancer Society does is focuses on young investigators earlier in their career. Not sending money to the big universities for the entrenched and established. We want to find young investigators who are coming up with good scientific ideas where they couldn't get funding anywhere else.
Right. Mm-hmm. Well, that's the most amazing thing is that, what did it take us, 9 years to get to the moon? Why can't we have a project like that where our goal is to eradicate these cancers and say, hey, have a president step out there and say, by the end of this decade, we're going to get rid of this, this, and this, and let all that talent and that energy and knowledge go in that direction?
And it's also interesting to understand that each year the American Cancer Society devotes north of $100 million to research. And the way it's done is young investigators propose the project that they want to look into. And then that project is vetted by a panel of experts called the peer review process. Mm-hmm. Now here's the sad part. Of the projects that are deemed to be solid science, that pass the review process, we only have enough money each year to fund about 25% of them.
Wow.
So that's why Relay is also about raising money. Mm-hmm. Because the American Cancer Society approaches its mission of helping to eradicate cancer as a major health problem through saving lives from cancer, preventing cancers, and easing the suffering and burden of cancer through research, education, advocacy, and direct services. We transport people to treatment for free.
Beautiful.
Wow.
So a round of applause. See, this is information. See, and I know he's doing great stuff. Because anytime you can get a pastor as quiet as Pastor Gil, and I know at my church, my pastor doesn't stop.
I'm saving myself for Sunday.
Yeah, that's what I can tell. He's getting the sermon ready. There you go. But this is a beautiful thing, and our next guest, he deals with the other aspect of it, because he set up a very brilliant program of training in martial arts senior citizens, which is necessary, as opposed to people having them play checkers all the time. Mostly when they see seniors, and and basically you can, people get, it affects them, and this is real activity, and this is along the lines of good health.
Yes.
So I want to re-thank. This is like 3G, okay? We got Gary, Pastor Gil, and Gilbert. So it's the 3G show. Let's give a round of applause for these two young men. We're going to take it away with Robert Colvin, and then we'll come back with Gil. He's going to talk about his program, and then we're going to have Gary sit in and delight us with some of his bass action. Here on El Monte tonight with Arturo and
Rose Nava.
there you go. Take it away, Robert.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Pleasure.
How you doing?
Good.
Having fun?
Yeah.
You're a natural,
So interesting.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Meet some good people. That's why I like doing the show. We always get some different
Very
people.
informative. I mean, it's
We've had some people come up here with a lot of information that just blows never knew. Because, you know, and I grew up being taught that the Mission Indians all disappeared. And what they did is they ended up intermarrying with all the Chicanos. So they blended in. So it was very interesting.
Are you want to speak on behalf of the services you provide, right?
Your services, your program.
That's fine.
Let's start with that. You got your mic? I know you was talking without a mic. Slip that on your bell right up there.
Do you think I have time to run to the next room?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Here's my new number. Put that out because I have a number. No. When
Oh, okay. I was gonna say. Okay, look, we're gonna go over.
Overtime?
Yeah.
How long?
About 15 minutes.
Okay.
What are you
Jamie
looking
left the bag here.
Art, you get an opportunity to look at the tape.
What?
You get an opportunity to look at the tape.
No, I was showing it to one of my interns. I had them look at it first. So we were gonna do some B-roll, but then, like I said, they changed this other show. They just goofed me up because I had it all set up. In fact, that's why. Like I said, Councilman Gomez was supposed to be here. Then they tell me today at about 1:30 he's not gonna make it. And we moved this back at 5 o'clock just to accommodate. So we just threw it out there.
I'll tell you what, when he's gonna be here, he'll call me no matter what time it is.
Next week. We're gonna do the interview next week.
I have some critical information you need to know about. In respect to your show, in respect to the city, all those things are important.
You're so beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Cameron loves you. Loves it. Oh yeah. Yeah. Man, with Robert, it's always a surprise. I never know when he's gonna answer. He likes to sneak up on me. Let's get another round of applause, please, for Robert Coleman. Boy, this is so wonderful. Well, here's another friend of the family. He's practically lives here, and that's Gilbert Garcia from the Lima Lama Academy. There's a round of applause for this young man, please. People don't recognize him because he's in civies today, and I'm not used to that.
Well, first and foremost, I'd like to thank you for inviting me on such an important venue. What I'd like to do is acknowledge you for the services that you provide to the city in respect to pro-education, different aspects of the events that you do here. It really is an asset to the city to have a person such as yourself to incorporate all these different things that you implement on this program. So it's very important that the city really understands the services you provide.
Well, I appreciate that. Gilbert, I tell you, you should be my manager. Seriously, be my agent, you know, because he's always plugging away the home team, and I really appreciate that. See, but it's groups like yourself that really what make the city tick, because you're always doing stuff for the community, like this new program you have, that have to be encouraged and should be spread out more, and more places
Absolutely.
get involved, you know. And let me tell you, this man is a man of many talents. You should take your whole academy there and go for the Relay for Life, dude.
You know, speaking on the importance of that, actually I'm doing an event at the Santa Anita College, or at Santa Anita Racetrack, in reference to...
Hey, we're not talking about betting on horses,
No,
dude.
no.
Okay, come on.
It's
We're talking about the Relay for Life.
Well...
Not the Derby.
No. It's to help the impaired, you know, people that are handicapped. That's one of the things I do yearly. And it's no joke. They say it's a 5.5 run,
Mhm.
but if you run outside of the track, it's 7 miles.
Wow, that's a
And
good
by
piece
the
of
time
change.
you do, man, the last time I did that, my toes were burning, man, blisters, and I was pissed.
Oh my God, you? Oh, come now,
Oh
man.
yeah,
you
man.
know.
I mean, if it's 5.5, then that's what it should be.
Yeah.
You know, when I got
Yeah.
7 miles, it's well, it's only 7 miles. I said, man, I'm an old dude, man. You know, you got to give me a heads up on all that stuff.
He's an old dude? That must be
Yeah.
ancient, man.
No, you know, I mean, speaking about age and whatnot, you know, I turned 63 this past December.
Wow, man.
So it allowed
Bless
me to see what type of services were provided here in El Monte. And what I discovered is that they have some services, but you know, those are for people that are really old, you know, and I'm not knocking being old. It's just that I feel when you get older, you have a new chapter to look forward to.
But you look good, man. Does he look good? No, tell me, seriously. Does
I've
he look
been doing
great?
martial arts all my life. Don't drink, don't smoke. You know, I do all the right things. However, you know, when you turn 60, well, when I turned 60, stuff started happening, you know. Legs were getting tight, my back was going back. And the doctor goes, don't worry about it, man, you're in excellent shape. Shh, I don't think so. Yeah.
Oh, my
So,
goodness, man.
so anyway, I went back to what I was doing in the 80s,
Mhm.
which was Tai Chi.
Oh, okay.
And I started out at the park. And I decided to go to the senior center and provide a service at no charge to the seniors that are there. And I've been very blessed because it's only been a month tomorrow that I've been teaching, and I have 65 students.
Wow.
You know,
That's
Let's have a round of applause.
and half
That's
of them are
awesome.
Asian. And half of them are Asian. So I feel blessed in respect to that. But you know, we're talking about senior citizens who need or have needs that need to be provided in respect to, you know, I'd like to see them get T-shirts and things that relate to the Tai Chi class, because you know, it's supposed to be a comfortable environment. They're doing what they can, and I'm not saying that they're not, but I would like to challenge the city to provide some funding for some of the things that would be to enrich that program.
Like, what do you need? I mean, what,
Well,
you
we're
know,
talking.
just put it out there. man.
We're
Wish
talking
list.
we're talking about apparel. We're talking about promoting the system. We're talking about even having an event to enrich the program by maybe saying we'll take a trip to Vegas, a 2-day trip.
You're
or
going back to
something.
betting. First it was the horse races, now it's Vegas. I don't know about this dude, man.
No, Vegas has nice services for senior citizens.
Well, yeah. Where else would they want to retire?
Yet, no, I'm not talking about living there. I'm just talking about taking the bus and going there for the day and coming
You mean like
back.
a
Turnaround?
turnaround?
Yeah.
Yeah, turnaround, right.
Okay.
So, you know, I
Calm
meet,
down.
I meet a lot of people there that have interest, but they, you know, because of the Social Security and whatnot, they don't have enough funds for that. So I would feel blessed if we could get some funding from the city to allow everyone to go that's past 55 to participate just in the aspect of being interacting and socializing. You know, I meet a lot of great people in my class. The youngest is 55 and the oldest is 85. And the 85-year-old's from Japan and doesn't speak English. However, he was doing Tai Chi in his 60s, and he came back. And, you know, when I see that, that encourages me, encourages others to do the program, simply because he has such a tremendous effort. He puts a tremendous effort forth when he's doing it. He's very limited. So that encourages others to do that they can, that they know they can do it as well. So we're talking about people who really can relate in an hour period and learn something that gives them range of motion, flexibility, stronger legs, stronger back, by maintaining postures, you know. And it's important. We're doing a part 2 series. Yeah, the part 1 series when I started in '83, and now I'm doing one with the students that I have now. And I'm very impressed with their efforts, you know, because it's only been a month. And I'm very impressed with their efforts, and I want to acknowledge them. I have 2 of my students here right now that I brought to support this important effort, you know. So
I thought they were your bodyguards, man. You know, I was saying you brought some tough character. Look at that.
However
Dude,
you
she's-
want to put it.
Especially that one laughing over there. Look at her, man. She's like a caged tiger ready to pounce.
So how long have you been teaching?
Since 1967.
Wow.
Before you were born, dear.
Yes. Way before my
Exactly.
time.
Oh, well, I'm still doing it, though. I've been doing it.
Wow,
I've
that's
been
very
in business,
impressive.
I've been in business since '69. However, I've grown because, you know, I just don't do martial arts. I have a program. It's the Knowledge Community Outreach where I provide services for addiction, anger management. Parolees are looking for placement programs to give them an opportunity to get education, skills, and whatnot. So I'm pretty busy, you know. I keep myself very busy, and I'm blessed because I'm able to do that. And I've been doing that since I've been here for 10 years in El Monte,
Okay. Where did you start teaching?
in East Los Angeles.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've been-
Is that where you grew up?
I grew up in East LA.
So
I'm
born
a
and
first
raised?
generation.
Oh,
I'm
I
a
was
first
born and raised
Chicano.
as well.
And when you look at it, I was born in 1950, so they consider that the first generation of the Chicano, opposed to the Latino,
Whereabouts in East LA?
Okay.
Montevilla Projects.
Oh, okay. That's good.
I
That's
was
cool.
there for
Okay.
a minute, you know, so.
There for a minute. Just passing through.
a
I
minute-
go there through for a minute and I leave quick.
A minute, it was 1950 to 1960.
Oh, okay.
And, you know, my mother had moved us to Montebello.
Oh,
And
moved up
keep-
in the world, bougie.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but.
Moving on up,
No,
huh?
well, I don't look at it that way.
Hey, well, Montebello was
Monte-
that was a big
Montebello
show
was
for
a
us.
cool spot back then, but
Yeah.
keep in mind, we were the first Mexican family to move there. And, you know,
That makes you the
Surf-
Sanchez's of Bel Air, man.
surfer. I didn't know what surfers were, and I was not accustomed to seeing nothing but
Hey,
Anglo-Saxon. No, I wasn't with
hey,
that
I was a
program.
surfer. I used to surf at Marano Beach right up in Goodyear Narrows. Eh?
Well, I know that
Make some
program.
waves.
But, you know, I was dealing with a critical change at
Sure.
10 years old. And that's why I had to start boxing and doing all this stuff just to protect myself from my house to school and back. Because I was dark and wore Levi's with French cuffs and Romeos and white T-shirts.
Oh, look at them Romeos, man. I heard that for a long time, man.
Well, I mean, that's how I grew up. And, you know, that's what allowed me to escalate as a fighter, you know, because I started fighting very young.
That's what I like about this man. You know, he's been in martial arts all his life. And me, I've been in martial law. So I don't know what. Have me on
Under
lockdown.
martial law?
Yeah, they have me in lockdown here.
Been there too.
Yeah, but you know, is this your new number right here? You give
Yes,
me a
it
card.
is.
Okay, this is 562-206-3538, and then get a hold of you for what, the academy or for the special senior program? Is this the same
For
thing?
the special senior program and most important for the outreach program.
Beautiful.
Because right now we have a lot of people that are suffering from imprisonment, addiction, and other issues in the city of El Monte. And they seem to be overlooked still. You know, they're still suffering those stigmas of the system. And the system is set up for failure because they're not doing anything to help them to, or inspire them to do well.
Well, see, this goes back to like what Gary was making reference to that, a time when people wouldn't talk about cancer. It was
Right.
a big C, and thing happens with cancer of the soul, which is